What's up, guys? SoloRenektonOnly here, and I know a lot of you have been asking about the new mastery pages, so I wanted to make a little video just showing kind of what I've been thinking so far. Basically, what I think right now is 921 is probably the best for Renekton, and I'm just going to kind of break down why I think that and just a few of the stats overall. So I think there's just too many great defensive stats in the defensive tree, and they're really good scaling stats too. So I think it makes it really difficult to opt into the offensive tree because Renekton doesn't really get that much. Like, he gets more damage, but I don't know. I think you're gonna have to be a little bit tankier in the season. So as of right now, I mean, this is with minimal testing, but this is what I feel, 921. And I'll just go through some of the points that I like. So I think the 9 points into the offensive tree are going to be standard. You know, we're picking up the 5% cooldown reduction, amazing on Renekton because he's an AD caster. Butcher because, I mean, I guess you can get double-edged sword, but since we're going to be trying to, I don't know. I guess it's not that bad since we're going to be pretty tanky. Like, the trade-off won't be that bad. I don't know. We'll see. This point actually might be better than this. But for right now, I'm going to go with Butcher because I haven't really tested this yet, so I'm not exactly sure how strong it is. Okay, then obviously Brute Force for the scaling AD and 5 AD extra. Alright, so now the fun part. This is the tree that I like the most. There's so many great stats. They even moved block lower, which, I mean, as you know from before, this is pretty much my favorite mastery on Renekton. Pretty much all Bruiser tops. Because of how block works, it reduces the next basic attack by 2 plus, you know, an extra 2 here. But that's after armor. So, like, armor will reduce the damage that's going to be incoming. So say that Kennen, or say that Nidalee was going to auto-attack you for 70 damage, right? And then your armor reduced that to 50. Then that 50 is then reduced by the 2. So it's actually a really, it's a better stat than it at first look, at first glance. Then two health regen, you know, that's just great on Renekton. I think bonus armor and magic resistance. I think this is going to be a decent, because it's only 2 points now. And there's not really any other place to spend the 2 points. Like, I was thinking about putting them both in here, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But, like, once you get a Sunfire Cape, you pretty much... Once you get a Sunfire Cape, it's equal to having 2 points in this. So anything after a Sunfire Cape makes these 2 points more effective than just throwing them into getting the extra armor right away. Plus, it'll scale a lot better into the game. You know, as you get, like, 4 or 5 items, this actually is a pretty good stat to put 2 points in. Alright, then we got, you know, Veteran Scars, obviously just health. You know, that's really good on Renekton, obviously. And then that's just the unyielding portion of block. And then, okay, so for these, what I like to do is you can either go and put 3 points, depending on what you're against. So you can put 3 points in the magic resist, and then if they have a ton of AoE, you grab this. Or if you're against, like, a physical damage dealer like Riven or, you know, Tryndamere or something, you can put 3 points into the armor instead. So, like, you can either go, here. Let me show you what I mean. You can go like this, and I always think you should have 1 point in the other one because it gives 2 for the 2 magic resist for the first point, and then 1.5 for the second and third, respectively. So I think that first point's actually really valuable, or it's actually more valuable than the next 2. So it's worth it to actually throw a point in. So say you're against a high like AOE team, like you're probably gonna want to go, you know, obviously like this. But if you're against someone who's going to crit a lot, you know, to get the AoE reduction. But if you're someone who's going to crit a lot, you know, they have double 80 carry or something like that, you know, you might want to throw the 3 points in here and get this. Or this is the other point that you can throw. So basically this point like floats around between these 3 depending on what you need. So if there's a team with a lot of like slows and you want to reduce that effectiveness, you grab this. Critical strikes, you grab this. Tons of AoE, you grab this. So pretty straightforward. So you can just throw that extra point into one of these. And then I love this, just not necessarily for this, because it's not the greatest. Perseverance is okay, but, you know, that'll help with your sustain. Renekton already does really well with sustain. But I think this is going to be really great on Renekton, because it increases your self-healing, health regeneration, lifesteal, and spell vamp, which is pretty good. Because this is going to work really well with Renekton's passive, so when Renekton's under, say when he's under 25% health, right, he's going to get increased regeneration, because Fury regeneration whenever he's under 50. So he's going to get double the Fury. He's going to get more empowered Qs, and then those Qs are going to heal him up for more, you know. I think this is going to be a really strong talent and add to Renekton's ability to, like, bait people. This is alright, but for 4 points, I don't think it's worth it anymore. I saw, like, Dan Din's post, and he thinks you should get this because there's going to be level 1 fighting, but all the changes I see, it doesn't make level 1 fighting like make any sense because you get less gold for early kills until like 4 minutes or whatever. So yeah, I wouldn't get this point. I don't think it's worth it. And then obviously grabbing the last point in defensive tree for 15% reduction in crowd control. Pretty good overall. So hope you guys understand a little bit of why I want to do these masteries, and I'm obviously going to test more, and I will update my guide and everything to when I'm finally tested everything out and I know exactly what's the best. But as a place to start, I would definitely think this 921 build is a very solid option. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Now you know what to build on Renekton. And yeah, make sure to check out my commentaries and everything else. Peace.